Big Things, Big Stories. So today we are here on our very first episode, 3iteam, who is the CEO of 3iteam International. So mainly what we're trying to do is to get to know these entrepreneurs and to understand how they have come so far and to maybe learn a thing or two and how this technology works in Sri Lanka. So as I explained earlier, so we're here with Mr. Yohanvir Singer. Welcome to our first segment, very first segment.
Thank you very much.
So we would like to know a little bit about yourself, who you are, and what have you done so far, and a little bit about yourself, literally. So,
Thank you. So first of all, thank you all for having me for the first episode here. So as you mentioned, I'm Johan Singer. By profession, I'm software engineer. I started my entrepreneurship career by 2013, as soon as I have completed my studies at university. So I have started three startups, and this is my third one, 3iteam International. So my main interests are actually on health IT, then artificial intelligence, computer vision, and space technologies. So I have come across a long way, a lot of falls and a lot of rises, as well as victories and failures. So everything together, I'm very fine and very happy about where I am today after a couple of years.
very well. So, tell us a bit about your background, your family, and you have any siblings, and what made you be who you are today, to mold you who you are today.
Sure. So my family background, in the sense, my father is a group general manager at one of the private companies in Sri Lanka. So my mother is a housewife. I'm married, and my wife is working as in the HR sector in one of the private companies. I have one sister who is working in another private company, same in HR. So the major thing that which brought me here is the family support, to be honest, because the entrepreneurship career is not that much easy unless otherwise you have the support from the family. So it is a long journey that you have to get the support from the family, and mainly that mental support. You know that because when we start as entrepreneurs, some might start as groups, some might start with initial large amount of funds, and some might start as individuals. So depending on the situation, the support that you require from the family is kind of different. But anyway, it is very important. So in my case, I had the support from the very beginning, during the university days, and up to now. So even at this moment, I'm very lucky also that because my wife also on the same thing. She's also very much supportive on what I do. So the other part is that how this family support is very important to entrepreneurs is that they need to understand that kind of emotional senses that we go through from time to time, because this is a very rough sea. We don't sail in a very calm beach, right? With calm ocean. The second thing is that the amount of time that you can dedicate it for your family work and other stuff. So there are a lot of incidents that where I have not participated to family meetings or family get-togethers. So those things are very understandable. And yes,
Indeed, I believe you're one of the lucky few because it's not just the 8 to 5 job that you get to do.
definitely.
It's like a full-time thing that you're fully committed. So I totally understand what you're meaning. So, when we talk about your company, 3IT International, what made you have this concept and what motivated you to start up this whole thing and what literally drove you to do this? If I may ask.
Yes. So the main idea behind why I do business and why I do content is just one single thing. So I always wanted to introduce something that which can uh, shape up how human beings interact with each other and how human life can change in a positive manner. So that is the main reason why I am into advanced technologies, including artificial intelligence, voice recognition, computer vision, and health IT. So I want to see that one day my products and the services that I offer to other clients will. I just want to see how those things will change their lives in a positive manner, and how they will get benefited from what we have developed for them.
What is your company mission and what do you expect to deliver to the Sri Lankan market? Because you see, now Sri Lanka, the technology is something that is growing worldwide, so it's like never-ending growth.
That is
So Sri
correct.
Lanka is developing into that standard, I believe. So how do you link Sri Lanka with the technology, and how do you see as an entrepreneur that we may move forward with the country's aspect?
Yes, when it comes to country suspect, actually, we have to divide this business industry into two different segments. One segment is startups, the other segment is the medium and large companies. So I'm in the category of startups and small companies. So to be honest, uh, Sri Lanka is one of best IT outsourcing destinations in the entire world because not like in other similar countries in our region, we have a very strong knowledge base in our country as well as a very strong quality. So that's the main thing that we have. But the other thing that is the advantage, and the disadvantage is we are located in a region where you can find a lot of cheap labor instead of us. So we are basically sometimes we face in a battle of that in a battle of costing instead of battle of quality because that there are larger companies and there are larger IT groups in other countries that who have cheap labor in much more cheaper than us. So we have that challenge. But the good part is that we have a lot of quality engineers here, we have a lot of quality knowledge here, and our final output is somehow sometimes even exceeding the client's expectations.
So I'm sure, like even in a cricket team, you can't bat on your own. You need to have a team that supports you. So I'm sure in your company you must be having a very excellent team. How does your team and who are these people and how many employees are you having? How does your team support you in your journey at the moment?
Yes. So my team actually they support me a lot on everything we do. So I have internal as well as we have some people that we do jobs on project basis or part-time basis. So all of it all together, all of they are helping us to move forward because this is not a one-man job. So it's a teamwork, and we are very glad that we have the team that we can convince our idea to them, and they will bring our idea into life. So we have that massive advantage. That's good. Yes.
And the achievements that have come so far, I've heard, but I would rather hear it from you. So the achievements that have come so far for these few years of your startup, what will you say so far?
Sure. So when it comes to my personal self, the first achievement that we made on startups is actually MIT GSL 2014. MIT GSL stands for MIT Global Startup Labs, which is operated and conducted by MIT University in USA. So invented a technology which is actually capable of three patents. So that is the bloom we had at 2014 because that name, that invention we did took us into the global market as well as it really build up about who we are and what we are now. So we invented the world's fastest real-time human recognition system for computer vision technology back in 2014. So that is what we presented to MIT GSL, and our plan was to implement this into surveillance cameras. So you can avoid the risk of having false alarms in your motion sensors and in your cameras. So after that, we went to a lot of achievements, including these products, and we have served to some clients in US, including gaming companies where they wanted to operate their games with voice technology. We have provided them APIs, real-time voice, speech-to-text APIs. We have developed them. That is actually before Google Cloud and those technologies are on the game. So that's another plus point. And there are some other technologies that actually we have implemented, like another application that we have developed for one of our Canadian client is for uh, searching a string database of nearly 5 billion records in just 10 milliseconds. We have achieved that. and that is without the usage of cloud computing or without the usage of high performance computing. So those technologies are kind of patentable, and I believe those people have already got the patent for those things. Then actually, I have, as I have mentioned, I have started some other companies as well. So in one of my other companies, we went to Disrupt Asia in last year, 2017. We were one of the companies. I was not this company, another company that I have founded. Then the application that we have developed we developed under that application, under that company, uh, got nominated for Commonwealth Awards in 2017, Commonwealth Digital Health Awards, because we were in health IT sector. Uh, so basically, those are the major things that we have achieved. Yes.
Well, I'm sure success does not come overnight. Well, I wouldn't want to say as failures, probably challenges that you may have to go through to become who you are today. Because people nowadays only talk about their success stories. You may not know what they have actually gone through to be who you are. So probably you may have one or two to tell our viewers how challenges you had to face to be who you are today.
Yes. So when it comes to challenges, actually, I have to point out about the Canadian and US clients that we had, because they really shaped our selves and our entire lives, to be honest. Because that is why we are in this sector as a very specific team where we are into AI, speech recognition, computer vision, likewise. So they have given us projects which are and which were in the research mode. So we had to work day and night, 7 days, to bring their goals into life. So actually, those highly challengeable projects including computer vision, voice recognition, speech recognition, and high performance computing, and cloud computing, and Hadoop likewise. So those things really shaped on what we do and how we do things, and what kind of technologies that we have in our hands today.
Well, as 3iteam International, what do you offer to your clients? Like the products and services, what kind of like solutions or what do you offer your clients if they may want to know?
Yes. So we do outsourcing projects as well as we do our own products as well. So when it comes to outsourced applications, whatever comes to us, if it is matching with our technologies and if it is matching with our interest, we do it for our clients. So this includes APIs, speech APIs, real-time speech APIs that we have developed for clients. Then this includes also applications related to health IT and applications related to that computer vision, and again some other speech technologies and Android and Java applications. So when whatever the requirement that they bring in, if we have the technology and if we have the capability plus the interest to do it, then we accept the project and we move forward with that. So when it comes to our own products, we have introduced Dr. EHR, that is Dr. Electronic Health Record System, a couple of years back for saving for doctors for managing patient information, patient health information. Then there are a couple of products that we have introduced for including Maldives, where they can maintain their people that who are coming from other countries. They have some licensing issues and driving license issues expiring also. So we have a solution for that as well. Then in very recently, we have introduced another application called Volisha Newsreader. This is an application for we developed for Android. So it is basically a news aggregator where it can get news from news resources, including newspapers and news media sites. And the difference is that you can view the article plus you can let the application speak the news back to you. So you don't have to go and read the entire article by yourself. So those are the kind of products and services that we are offering, and basically, as I mentioned, we are into that speech, voice, likewise plus health IT. Then we also do any other project that comes to us, it is matching with our capabilities.
That's amazing because I think that would help to special, people with special abilities as well because with the speech recognition and it's amazing what you do.
Right.
And also, how do you see yourself plus your company in about 5 years down the line?
In about 5 years down the line, actually, we are hoping to grow bigger than who we are. That is our main goal, right? So, 5 years down the line, actually, uh, we are very keen about making a mark about us in our region, plus in the world. So that is not going to be a very easy work that we can become an overnight task. So first of all, we want to make sure that now there are a couple of regions that we already work in. So we want to make a mark, make a small mark regarding who we are in those regions. So we are particularly visible and known to majority of the groups, companies, and entrepreneurs in those countries.
So, well, that's our belief too, and we wish you all the best on that as well.
Thank you very much.
Well, last but not least, what do you think you could tell our future entrepreneurs, these young people, young blood that we have in Sri Lanka, who is very energetic to know what's happening and this growing market? What do you want to tell if someone out there wants to become an entrepreneur? Any advice as a startup person?
Yes. So, first of all, the main thing that I have to tell to them is that startup or any business is not going to be an overnight success. Even though you can see some cases in United States and other countries, that is very rare. So, you have to. Uh, this is a very rough sea, right? So people who come with you will leave you at the middle. You can't say that they will stay with you forever, even your partners. So you have to face into those situations. Then you will also face some financial issues because you are not going to start a company with massive amount of pile of money. So you are going to face some financial issues as well, serious financial issues. So you need to have the courage to somehow drag the company and get out of that issue. So the main thing that you need to have is the ability to move forward without falling back, because more opportunities you will find in future when you keep on tapping and knocking down. So you also have to understand that when you knock down only you will get the energy to rise back. If you are a success from the birth of your life, then you actually do not know how it is to fail. So the failure gives you the most energetic power to rise and do the correct thing that you have failed before.
Definitely. But it has been an amazing pleasure to get to know you and talk to you for these few minutes. And I wish you all the very best for all the future endeavors that you do. Thank you for joining our very first segment on Big Things, Big Stories. And well, our viewers, kindly subscribe and keep listening for future segments as well, where we will be meeting such personalities even in the future and give you a bit about themselves, their lives, we want to know as well. It till we see you again. Cheers. Take care.